Hello, this is Module B. It's just me this time, no baby guest stars. So the first thing you needed to do in Module B is reviewing the finger strengthening exercises 1 through 4. So I feel like I've spoken plenty about numbers 1 and 2, so just go ahead and do those on your own. Numbers 3 and 4 were new at your second class, so I'll just demonstrate one more time, and maybe if you don't feel like you ever actually got to see me play it, maybe this is the right time to do that. So for number 3, you want to be sure that you start with a fall. So notice that it's the entire weight of my arm going into the note, and then it's carrying, and then the last motion is up, just like it says on your page. Fall, carry, 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 up. Yep, this rotating the arm to get the carry thing. Ready? And fall, carry, 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 keep going, and up. Okay, so the up is a nice single motion which does the staccato note and also lifts you, so you're in a good place to do the next fall. Now with the left hand, exact same thing, falling into the pinky. 1 and 2 and 3, and fall, carry, up, fall, carry, up. And then hands together. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, very clean, always very unified how the hands are playing both rhythmically and in terms of the fall and then the up. All right, so go ahead and do that a couple more times before you advance to the next. Now for exercise 4, exactly the same motion, it's just now the path keeps changing as it goes on. Okay, I would say focus on the overall pattern. The first note of this bar is C, now it's D, now it's E, that kind of thing, okay? 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, that might feel fast for some of you. Try to get to this speed though, because this speed means that you're really basing it on rolling and not on like each finger has to do a thing. Here's the left hand. 1, 2, 3. All right, and definitely review that some more times. Go ahead and go slower. There's no reason to go faster, but slower is good, and then hands together is really, really good. Right, when you're done with that one, go ahead and move on to the lesson, which is the grand staff and landmark notes. So in the book, page 22, it's another thing some of you learned a long time ago. So on page 22, there's some text about the grand staff, and then on page 23, you actually see the thing. Okay, so as you know, middle C is right between. It's kind of a low note for right hand, and it's kind of a high note for the left hand. What is most important here is starting to get a sense of the octaves. So try jumping around, not randomly, but like start with like a C in the middle, and then find yourself a D in the left hand, and just be aware, is it this D or is it that D? That kind of thing. Then play an E in the right hand, and be sure that you can locate not only the key, but you're aware which octave of E that is on the staff. Then play a left hand F, and so on. Okay, as you know, a C is a line in one octave, and then it must be a space in the next octave higher, and then it must be a line again. Yeah, it always alternates that way for every note. Okay, so the most frequent mistake that people make in the Theory at the Keyboard class, it's not playing wrong notes, it's playing things in the wrong octave. So be sure that you do really start to internalize this here, and you want to think, this is the C 2 lines below the bass clef whenever you see that key. And this is the C 2 lines above the treble clef whenever you play that key. Yeah, I really like that symmetry. Middle C is 1 ledger line, the low C is 2 ledger lines, the high C is 2 ledger lines as well. Pages, yeah. Turn the page there, pages 24 and 25 have you playing the note. It says with the given fingering, I gotta say that's less important here than in anything else we do, because they're isolated notes. So what matters more is playing the note that's shown and being sure that you have the right octave. So go ahead and do those pages. It'll be really easy for some, and it will take more time for others. After that, page 26 and 27, the interval studies. These are really quick. We'll do the first few of them. So this is bottom of page 26 where it says A, right hand examples. So you're going to play and you say, that's a third. That's a second. That's a fifth. Third, fourth, like that. When those are done, we want to learn finger strengthening exercise number 5, which is also just about intervals. So it's written in these 2-note groups. The instructions say, fall into the first note of each pair. Pretty clear. So we should be feeling down, up, down, up, down, up. But in this case, when we say up, we're actually playing a note and bouncing off it. So maybe it's more fall, bounce, that kind of a thing. Let's play only the first bar. This is exercise number 5 on your handouts. Ready, and. All right, do that again. Ready, go. All right, now do it one more time, and I want you to say the interval. So it'll be like second, ready, go. Second, third, fourth, fifth. It's easy for that bar. It takes some more thought after that one. Here's measure 2 by itself. Ready, go. Do that again. Measure 2. Ready, go. Say the words. Ready, go. Second, second, third, fourth. Now measure 3. Starts on E. Ready, go. Again. Ready, go. Now say the words. Ready, go. Third, second, second, third. Before we go on, let's play from the beginning up until there. I really like that kind of strategy, where you learn a few little bits, then you group them into a chunk. You play the chunk, then after that you learn some more and group that into a chunk. Here we go. Measures 1, 2, and 3. Ready, go. and stop there. So look again. Are you getting a nice bounce? Are you really falling into every note that starts the pair? Go ahead and repeat that on your own. Let's then go, when you've repeated a couple more times, let's go on to the second half. So now we're starting with F. Ready, go. One more time on F. Ready, go. All right, and this is a good example of, you have to remember that it's the 8 pounds of your arm that go into the note. It's not like, oh, my ring finger is hard to move. Irrelevant, yeah? It's your arm, and so that, for that reason, it doesn't matter which finger it is. One more time starting on F, and now we'll say the words. Ready, and fourth, third, second, second. And now falling into the pinky. Ready, go. Keep going. Right, that one only sounds good if you keep going. Start again on the G. Ready, go. All right, so now let's do the second chunk of this song. So starting on the F. Ready, go. Next, you'll play with the right hand straight through. Then you do the left hand. You could go straight through if you want, or you could divide it into smaller units. And then after that is done, you do hands together. So go ahead and do those things, and I'm going to jump straight to the end where it's hands together. Okay, here we go. 1, and ready, and. So give that several more repetitions until you feel good enough that you can play it without looking at the page. Yeah, there is a pattern to it. It's a little tricky to get the hang of it, but you can memorize it once you know what the pattern is. The last thing for this module, is kind of a big one, is pages 30 through 32. Okay, this is 3 very, very short pieces. The most important thing to do, where's the other one? Yeah. Most important thing to do is be sure you get your hand position set before you play a single note. Otherwise, you get in here and you're like, yeah, it's easy, and you're like, oh yeah, left hand. Where is it? So, have the left hand. It says 2 is on F. When it says 2 is on F, that automatically means 1 is on G. And if there's no key signature, that means automatically you're in a C major position. Okay, just from that one piece of information. All right, so marching, this one starts a lot like our French children's song, right? Au clair de la lune. Okay, so look through it all. I don't need to really play this one. You can learn it for yourself. Just know that even though it has repeated notes, it's not staccato, so it's not, but it's more like, yeah, so more like tenuto, more like you imagine they can be legato. Yeah, you still have to lift, but you hold the note pretty long before you lift. So learn marching, learn memories on the next page. This one's the same C major position for both hands. Okay, and then look towards the end, the last 2 bars. It's not that, and it's also not. Okay, and because there's a leap of a third in there somewhere, so it goes second, third, second. Right? finally, rocket. Same position, same C major position. All right. Now, in this, if you haven't played the piano and you haven't played instruments that do 2 notes at a time, it might look a little confusing there. So that's clear enough. But right here, when the notes are placed diagonally like that, that actually means they happen at the same time if there's only one stem coming down from it. So that's F and G at the same time. Okay, so this one I will play all the way through. 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, none of these are difficult, but it's also really easy to play them wrong. Yeah, so you do have to read it carefully, be sure that you're not just doing it close. Be sure you're actually getting everything right, and repeat them enough times so that you're there. So you're going to prepare things for the lesson 1, and the lesson is, of course, your individual meeting with me. 10 minutes might seem like way too short for a lesson, but I found during the spring quarter that it actually could be enough, as long as the student comes prepared. So then it's like, okay, great, I just have this little comment for here and this thing to think about, and let's hear the next. So it will be a productive 10 minutes, I'm sure. Prepare the major 5-finger patterns starting on any white key. So we've already done that. We did that during class 2. Do finger strengthening exercise number 3 in C, and then transpose to D and to F major. So as you know, transposing, it's not some magical thing. It's about, well, instead of this place, let's start in this place, and adjusting the hand position however you need to get the black keys in order. Have all 3 of these pieces, Marching Memories and Rocket, ready. I don't know if I'll get to hear all of them from everybody, but definitely have them all ready. And then finally, the roving 5-note groups in C major. Most important for that is that you can go all the way through without stopping. That's how you know you're at a good place, and that you're using exactly the arm weight that I'm asking for. The fall, the carry, up. Okay, so that's what I will be looking for our first lesson. I'm so excited, I can't wait. All right, have a good time practicing.